Welcome to First Level Training, the Firearms Education Center and School of Personal Defense. Today we're going to be talking about action types. So what is action? Action is what loads, fires, and unloads a firearm. There are several different action types: single action, double action, semi-auto action, pump action, brake action, bolt action, and lever action. We'll be going through some of those today. First, let's start out with a single action revolver. So this is a single action revolver. What makes it a single action is the hammer must be pulled back in order to fire the shot. Okay, if you do not have the hammer pulled back, you cannot pull the trigger. The other features of a single action revolver are the way it loads and unloads. So putting the hammer back 2 clicks at half cock, you're able to open the loading gate, which is this piece right here, okay, and it exposes the chamber. You load the chamber each one at a time by loading your cartridge in and rotating the cylinder. And then in order to unload, there's an ejector rod. Okay, this piece that goes back and forth actually pushes the spent cartridges out of the cylinder. And again, you do it one at a time, spinning the cylinder, taking each of the cartridges out. The other features are the way the cylinder is removed. The cylinder comes out by putting the hammer on half cock, having the loading gate open, and by pushing this button here, okay, and pulling out the cylinder pin, the cylinder simply drops out. So you pull the pin out, and the cylinder comes right out, and now you're able to clean it. Or in the case of this particular revolver, this has 2 cylinders, one for .22 long rifle and the other for .22 Magnum, which is a nice feature. So in order to put this back, you line up the cylinder, push the cylinder pin in until it locks, and then you're back in business. And you can rotate the cylinder, work your ejector rod, and close the loading gate. So again, single action, okay? Hammer's down, you can't pull the trigger. Hammer back, again, single action. So you have one action, one trigger pull for the hammer to come down, and the hammer must be pulled in order to fire it, which gives you a nice light trigger pull. The next revolver we're going to talk about is a double action, which is actually a single and double action. So this is a Smith & Wesson 686 revolver, chambered in .357 Magnum. It also accepts .38 Special and .38 Special plus P cartridges. This is very similar to the other firearm, whereas you can pull the hammer back for a single action trigger pull, which is very light, or with the hammer down, the trigger also works the hammer. So you can pull the trigger till the hammer goes back, see the hammer going back, and then trigger break and the hammer comes down, which is your double action. On this side of the firearm is the cylinder release. You simply push this forward and the cylinder comes out. Okay? The ejector rod is fixed. Unlike the single action, it does not come out. Remove spent cartridges by pushing the ejector rod back, and the cartridges simply come out. Very nice firearm. Not something you want to learn on with .357 Magnum particularly. It's got quite a kick, but I prefer shooting it with .38 Special, which is very comfortable. Double action revolver. Next, what we're going to talk about is semi-automatic pistol. All right, this is a Smith & Wesson M&P model, chambered in .40 caliber. The pistol has a magazine in the grip. You see the grip, magazine goes in there, and that's how the firearm is loaded. In order for the cartridge to go into the cylinder, the slide reciprocates back, cartridge goes into the firearm, and then moves forward to put it into battery. Battery means it's ready to fire. Once you pull the trigger, the slide reciprocates again from the force of the blast, unloads the spent round, and loads in the new round, ready for you to take another trigger pull, hence the term semi-automatic. One trigger pull, one shot. On this firearm, there is a takedown lever, which you use to remove the slide for cleaning, and the slide lock. The slide lock comes back and locks the slide on the last shot. This firearm also has typical Novak style sights. Okay, they're 3-dot sights. And it's a full-size pistol used for military and police, hence the name M&P. Very nice firearm to shoot. It's got a bit of a kick to it, so maybe not the best gun to learn on, but let's move down the line to now what would be considered a mid-size or a compact. A compact pistol is something you would use for daily carry. It's not as large as a full-size, it's easier to conceal. This has the same features: detachable magazine, takedown lever, slide lock. Also has Novak style sights on it, similar to the M&P, and this is chambered in 9mm. This is a very comfortable gun to shoot. I would be comfortable teaching somebody, a new shooter, on a firearm like this. Next down the line, we're getting into subcompact. It's a lot smaller, basically for concealed carry. So if you want to conceal carry a firearm, this is really the way to go. And you can see how small this is. All right, this is a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, chambered in .380. This comes with a 6-round magazine for concealment. This is good for inside the waistband, small of your back, ankle holster, or a pocket. Comes with a nice little holster too if you want to do your, it really isn't a pocket holster, it wouldn't have the straps on it. But it's nice because it's really small, it's very effective. Don't underestimate the .380 and its power. It's fairly powerful. Step down from a 9mm, several steps up from a .22 long rifle. This also has a takedown lever right here, although this one pops out. You have to take the lever out in order to remove the slide, and your slide lock. This also has an external hammer. Okay, so as you can see here, the hammer moves forward and back to fire the shot. This is good because it's a true double action. Double action allows you, if you have a misfire, to reshoot that round. Okay, because the round didn't go off, it'll still be in the chamber. The slide has not reciprocated and expelled that round yet. But with this type of action, you can take a second hit at the cartridge, see if it fires. If not, you go through proper unloading procedures. The nice thing about this is it also comes with a second magazine, or a second magazine is available, doesn't come with it, which is an extended 10-round magazine. So you still have the capability of 10 rounds, and it also gives you an extended grip. Now, because this gun is so light, you really feel the recoil. So having an extended grip is kind of nice. It's also nice having a 10-round capability with this firearm. Okay, so the .380. Great little pocket pistol for concealed carry. These are just some of the action types of revolvers and pistols. So now let's move on to long guns. The first one we have is a bolt action rifle, which is common for hunting. It's also one of the most sturdy and well-built action types out there as far as rifles are concerned. There's very few moving parts. The only thing that you have that's moving is the bolt, okay? The end of the bolt, as you can see, there's a little hole there. That's where the firing pin actually hits the cartridge. So it has a 5-round box magazine. Cartridges go in the box gets loaded, pull the handle back, loads a round into the chamber, and you're ready to fire. Upon firing the shot, pull the bolt back, it ejects the spent round and loads a new one when you pull the handle back down. So this is a Mossberg, chambered in .308, great hunting rifle. And again, its simplicity and its strength really says it all. Very good design. Many military rifles and hunting rifles are designed this way. The next one we're going to look at is pump action. Okay, pump action rifles, this happens to be a shotgun, are very handy. This is more on the lines of a bolt action because you're manually feeding and extracting the round. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can do this. There is a loading tube in the bottom here, right under here, where the round gets put into the tubular magazine. Okay, so the magazine gets loaded with the shot shells or cartridges, and then it is loaded into the chamber, and you push it forward, fire your shot, pull it back, and it expels the cartridge. So that's one way of loading. You can also load it manually by putting it directly into the chamber and then firing your shot and expelling the round that way. So again, you can manually put your round into the chamber, or you can use it loading them into the tube. This is a 20 gauge shotgun, another Mossberg product, and it's good for, like here in New Jersey, we are blessed with laws that require us only to use slugs, say, to hunt deer. So you have to use something like this if you're going to be deer hunting. And don't let the color fool you just because it doesn't have wood furniture on it. It's not an assault weapon or an assault firearm, although it is good for home defense. If this is something that you're comfortable with, it's a good home defense gun. So, pump action. Moving down the line, we have another rifle which has been around for a long time, and this is the lever action. A lever action rifle works similar to the pump action, but instead of having a forearm, it has a lever to load and unload the rounds. So let's show you how it works. This also has a tubular magazine, and the rounds are loaded through this loading gate, okay? Little spring-loaded loading gate. You put the rounds in, fill up the tube, and then when you pull the lever back, it brings up a round. You pull it forward, it loads it into the chamber, and you're ready to fire. When you pull the lever back down, it expels the old cartridge, brings the new round up into the chamber, and you pull it forward, and you're ready to go again. So a lever action rifle. These have been around for a long time, 1800s, 1860s. So good hunting rifle. This is chambered in .30-30. Probably more deer have been taken down with this round and this type of rifle than any other, but very good for hunting and cowboy action shooting. It's a great rifle. because of its design and how sturdy it is. So lever action. Next we're going to look at break action or hinged action. Okay, so that means the chamber opens up simply by a hinge. Okay, so when you want to load the firearm, you break it open, you manually load the rounds into the chamber, and then close it, and you're ready to fire. Now this is a double barrel, and it has a selector right here, okay, which you can fire the top barrel first or the top barrel second, depending on which way your selector switch is. This tang here is what breaks open your action, okay? Hence the name break action or hinged action. This is a double barrel, 12 gauge shotgun, mostly used for trap and skeet shooting or upland hunting like fur duck, quail, any kind of birds. Very nice design, another really solid design. There's not a lot of moving parts, not a lot can go wrong. It's very sturdy. So this is break action. Okay. Next we're going to move to semi-automatic rifle. This is a Ruger 1022, probably one of the most common rifles. This is chambered in .22 long rifle, and it's a semi-auto, which means one trigger pull, one shot fired. This has a 10-round detachable magazine, and it also has a reciprocating bolt, okay, for shooting. So you put the magazine up into the gun, pull the charging handle back, which loads a round into the chamber. You fire your shot. Now, as you fire your shot, the force of that pulls the bolt back, expels the spent round, and reloads a new one. So you can keep shooting until the magazine is empty. Again, Ruger 1022, great rifle, good for small game hunting, and just probably one of the most popular firearms on the planet. So these are some of the action types. I hope you've learned a little bit, and I hope you found this educational and informational. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe and hit the bell for new notifications for new videos that we have coming out. And also, please, we would love to have your support. So go to patreon.com/First Level Training and support our channel so we can keep doing videos like this. From First Level Training, the Firearms Education Center and School of Personal Defense, thanks for watching this video. Be smart, be educated, and be safe.